Dracarys.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.
Father's lightsaber. This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. Not as clumsy or random as a blaster.
What's up, Headless Horde? What is going on tonight? What do you think about that trailer? Let's go. The season and the year of Star Wars. Let's go. Even though we don't have a movie coming out, you know, it is what it is. It is, don't forget, it is Disney still, you know. So we can only do what we can do. All right. So we're not here. We're not talking about Star Wars tonight. We're saving that for Sunday for our first one, The Phantom Menace. So check it out if you haven't. We'll be talking it live. We'll be breaking it down. We'll be telling you what we feel about that movie. Ryan Milky, he's going to be coming out here in a second. He loves Jar Jar Binks. So you guys need to give him some shit for that. All right, yo. I'm going to bring on my guest. We are breaking down Willow. The season finale was episode 8. We got a little teaser at the very, very end. So if you did watch it and you didn't go through some of the credits, go do that right now while I bring my guests on, because that was probably the best part of the episode, to be honest with you. Anyways, I'm going to bring on my co-host for this evening, and we have several guests also backstage that will be coming on tonight, sharing their thoughts. But I'm going to bring on the man and the legend and one of my good friends here on YouTube, Mr. Ryan Milky. What is up, my friend?
What's good? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I don't want to be negative because we try not to be negative, but I wish it was better. But I'm okay with what they did as long as we get season 2. As long as we get season 2, I'm okay with what we did. Thoughts? What are your thoughts on this?
I will never regret breaking down any series on my channel. We make the choice, we stick with it. I said last night on a crazy live stream with LJ that I'm waiting for that series that me and Headless just abandoned midway, and I don't think we have it in us to do that. Like, if we're going to watch something, I think we'll stick with it. So even if it's a good show or a bad show, at the end of it, I'm happy and I don't regret it. So yeah, that's where I stand with it. But I really want a season 2. I really do want a season 2. But you said I like Jar Jar. We just need to clear this out. No, I don't. He's okay, but I don't like him.
Whoa! That's not what you told me last night backstage. No, I'm just kidding.
I tell you all sorts of things backstage.
Oh, the words that were spoken backstage should never be brought to a live stream. I forgot about that rule. And
Fungo, for you, I went into the settings and I turned the microphone volume up so that I can still speak quietly, but it comes out through a bit louder for you.
Plus, what happened to your cow?
I took it off because people were bullying me because of it. So
you're being bullied about a cow? Dude, there's a lot of things you'd be bullied about on YouTube than a cow.
Dude, I'm sure you've experienced all of the things that I get bullied about.
Well, I do like that you have I do like how you have your blue hat again, but I do have a bone to pick with you because you were on Horseman last night, and you were wearing that, and I thought you were saving the blue hat just for me because of my new car. I'm a little disappointed.
It's reversible, but because I'm wearing black, if I wear a black hat, then it just makes me look weird and not in the same room.
Yeah, like in your dungeon.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got some things to show tonight, though, so I'll wait till we've got all the guests up, so then everyone can see what I've got.
All right, that sounds good. We have a little. I know we have a couple little surprise like unboxings here tonight, so we'll do that before we get into the breakdown. I do want to give a quick shout out to House of the Dragon Best Drama Golden Globes. So congratulations to all the actors on that and the showrunners, and of course George R.R. Martin. So that was really awesome to see.
I must say, I watched it back last night, and the cast looked amazing.
Yeah.
Like, what a way, I forget her name, Emma Darcy. I forget their name, Emma Darcy. They came out and they were the most striking looking person in the room for me. I was like, wow, amazing.
Yeah.
I know you was Fungo. I just play around.
and you know what the best part about it was? They actually showed up, unlike some of the other people who won, like Kevin Costner. Must be too good. And what's her face? And Zendaya. Even though listen, I'm a huge Zendaya fan. I think she's fantastic. But come on, man. Like how does she? I mean, I knew she was gonna win. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is.
Christina Payne broke the news to me, and I was super happy. I was like, oh my God, that has made my day. And my Instagram stories have been proving that, as everyone has seen. I've been praising it with everything I can find. Yeah. I mean, and if you have not watched House of the Dragon, do yourself the honor of doing that because it is great. And then you come back to this channel and go listen to all the breakdowns of every episode. So boom, there it is. Don't just listen to our voice. Listen to the people that voted for the Golden Globe. It's not just Headless and Milky that are in this. It's majority of the world that are saying it. It was voted best drama 2022.
And one last thing on that. Would you not? I mean, how did Matt Smith not get nominated? I don't understand it. I would love to know what goes through the process of nominating these actors. Because how in the world was Matt Smith not? Even if it was supporting actor. I don't know who they would. Was Emma? Was she supporting or main actress? I can't remember.
She was main actress,
which is funny because there's only 5 episodes, which is really strange to me. But I don't know how Matt Smith was not nominated. I mean, I thought he was phenomenal in it. So, see,
that makes me full of joyful and glee because you think that was an amazing performance. Just wait for what's coming in season 2. I know what he's got to go through, and dude, you ain't seen nothing yet. I think he'll get it next year.
I hope so, man, and I want to see them win every year, just like Game of Thrones did, because Game of Thrones won very, very often. Yep, and I know Tyrion won a couple times. I'm trying to think if did Emilia Clarke ever win Golden Globe? I don't remember now at this point. But
they've got that many. They probably all got one in the house.
Yeah, they probably all have one.
You see, we got guests.
Yeah, no, real quick here. Let me give a shout out to the chat. Chat, we appreciate you guys being here today. What's up, Beard
Please hit that like button.
Oh, yes. No, don't just hit it. You smash it. You got to smash it. Or no, actually, use a little magic. Use a little magic and hit that like button. Beard Hop, what's going on, man? Thanks for being here tonight. We got my boy Fungo. He's always showing up for these lives. Appreciate you. Michael Price is in the house. I sent Michael Price some information. He's got to watch some Star Wars so he can be in these chats here. What's up, two boys? How you doing, man? Appreciate you. Mystery Madness Collectibles is in the house, and he might be backstage. Oh, look, Ryan Milky showed up tonight. That's it. That was really nice of him. Christina Payne, how you doing? Mod of the year. Oh, it's not Mod of the year. It's only 20. And we're only in January. It's unbelievable. Who else? We got Robbie B.
Keep going. Yeah, there's loads.
What's up? What'd you say?
I said keep going. There's loads.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't want to miss anybody here. Psycho Squatch. What's going on?
I like the name.
Dude, I'm digging that. I'm digging that logo, man. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, we have Johnny Funko. What's going on, Johnny Funko? Am I missing anybody? Oh, Poppin', Missouri. Charles, what is up? Charles has been smashing this YouTube thing with these little videos of him and his other channel. Help me out, Ryan. What's the name of his other channel?
Two Dirty Hands. Two Dirty Hands Woodworking.
Yeah. He's like building. He's gonna build me. Dude, just imagine when you build me my House of the Dragon table. To think about how many likes and comments you're gonna get on that, dude. It's gonna be amazing. And if you do 2 of them for my boy Ryan over here too, oh my god, dude,
I'm like 5 places in front of you in the queue. There's like
what?
There's 5 people behind me in the queue. Mitchie, Jeremy, there's loads of other
For
people.
House of the Dragon? Dude, we're the ones who break it down. I should have that table right back here.
But it's in the clause of the Horseman contract that we get first dibs on everything that Charles makes. Now, I told him I want a small version that I could open up and put a Funko Pop inside and then close it again, and it would just look cool.
I just want the large version so I can get rid of my dining room, or not my dining room table, but my table in the living room, because my wife will be so thrilled about it. Yes, and he also says, dude, Jar Jar is Darth Vader. Nice.
So yeah, you've got Jack in the Pops as well. We've got Nadia, Carolina, Chris.
What's
How's
up,
everybody doing tonight?
Yes. Oh my gosh, Tats, what's going
Anthony
on, dude? Blaze. Wait, I didn't see Blaze pop in here.
He goes, hey guys, can't stay. Just wanted to come in and smash that like. Laters.
What's going on, Blaze? How you doing, man? What's going on? Oh, we have Jack the Pops. What's Jack in the Pops? Jack in the Pops. What's going on, man? How you doing? Carolina,
smash
Chris.
that like button, guys. We've got 9 likes and 18 watching. Let's get to 10 likes. Let's get to 12 likes.
Let's get to 35 likes. All right, so I'm gonna bring my guests on. Enough messing around. Oh yes. Yes, that is Charles's other account. Make sure you give Charles a quick follow on that Two Dirty's hand. It's really good videos with woodworking. It's awesome. All right, what's going on here? Let's bring on some guests. I mentioned the first guest. He's already in the chat, and he's been smashing it on the Horseman every Tuesday. What is up, Randy? What's going on? How you doing?
Not much.
So I think this is the second or third time on my channel. I think second or third. I know we did NFTs. We did the Game of Thrones NFTs.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember. Did you ever come on for like Jackbox? I can't remember if you came on for Jackbox.
No.
But all right, so this is probably your second time on my channel. So welcome back, my friend. But we're always chatting and stuff in the chat. And
welcome in, Randy.
What's going on? So next guest. Yes, no, put your picture back up there. Put the yeah, there we go. My next guest is the one, the only Darth Jar Jar.
Oh, that's Jar Jar Chuck.
What is it?
Jar Jar Chuck.
That's my mascot is Jar Jar.
What's going on, Umpty? How you doing, my man?
Doing pretty good.
Good, right. We're gonna break down some Willow. I know you've been active, and you got some theories as well. And if you didn't check out my predictions episode, I obviously nailed all 6 of them. And yeah, here let's do this. Umpty is gonna show us some amazing. Here we go. So there we go. We got some Willow comics. I bet you people didn't even know we had Willow comics.
1998.
So you have volume 1 and volume 2.
And it's a 3 series, so I'm still looking for number 3.
So number 3 we're looking for, and you told me earlier it follows the actual movie.
Yeah, it came out.
And are there any major differences, you think?
I don't know. I don't want to open them and read them that well.
He doesn't want to open them. That is a true collector right there.
For sure.
But that's pretty sweet.
Cool.
That is pretty sweet. I wonder if you could actually look online and actually see if you can find
Marvel has digital.
Yeah, that's
Marvel
books
you can read online. Digital. You don't have help in the comics.
But you did say that there was it 93. Is that what the date was on those?
98, I think it said.
98. Okay, so yeah, so they're a little bit older. Michael Price, I am so glad that you made your tea because that's amazing.
And now we can relax and watch the Cy Skull and Ebert of TV shows. That goes straight over my head. So explain who they are.
That is Siskel and Ebert, and they had their own television series. Basically, think of it this way: before YouTube, they were Headless and the Stark and Ryan Milky breaking down it all, but they would break down the movies, and they would give either 2 thumbs up, or they would split it, or 2 thumbs down. And that's what. So before Rotten Tomatoes, that's basically how the United States decided if they wanted to see a movie. And if somebody correct me in the chat, didn't they not give Return of the Jedi a split vote? I could. Wait, what am I doing? Like this. I'm almost positive. Maybe someone could look that up on the old Google. I want to say I remember watching an old version of that, and I could have swore they gave that it was split on Return of the Jedi.
Carolina
And
Chris says exactly.
What'd you say?
Carolina Chris says exactly. So yeah, I think you're right.
Yep. I remember that, and I remember just yelling and swearing at the TV. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then, and from their graves, they probably gave The Last Jedi, 2 thumbs up. So,
We
God
talking
rest their souls.
about Siskel and Ebert. The 2-headed beast in the original Willow.
Oh, yep.
They named it after Siskel and Ebert, and it was called Ebersisk.
That's what the name of it was?
Yeah, the 2-headed dragon.
Look at the information
And
you
you
get.
just come with the information today. You just bring that to us today.
Jeez, man, that's
Amazing.
He was talking
Amazing.
about
That's
things.
amazing information right there. Yeah, I was just gonna say, Jack and the Pop says Beth Mortal's looking wicked on that cover. Absolutely. All right.
Somebody at the door. So let's get our last guest in, and we can get this going.
Yes, our last guest of the night, and we're gonna break down all things Willow. We are gonna bring on another wonderful mod, always active, always helping out with the streams. Baby Ice, what's up?
Hello, everyone.
How's it going?
Hello.
How's it
Good,
going?
how are you?
All right.
Yeah,
Now-
I appreciate everybody following the criteria of watching the show so they can come to the finale.
Yeah, this is what we do. We break down these shows, and then on the finale, if you're interested in joining the live, come on over. More the merrier. This is where we can kind of get more than just 2 guys' opinions. Really quick before we start the show, again, our Star Wars content is going to start actually with a couple little teasers on Friday and Saturday. One from my channel, one from Ryan's channel, and then we'll be breaking down Sunday and Mondays, 7 p.m. And Ryan, do you want to let everybody know what we're doing on Sunday? Maybe at 10:15. Well, I think we're doing it at 10:15. If I believe right, we're doing this.
Yeah, I think so. I think it should be fine because
All
I'll
right.
be modding in one YouTube channel, but I can still be live on another, so it'll be cool. We're going to be reviewing, not breaking down, because we won't have watched it yet. Or
Yep.
will we? Or will we have
Oh
watched
yeah,
it
we
by then?
will. So it goes live at 9 p.m. Eastern for me. So we'll be live at 10:15 right back here on this channel, breaking down
Watching Last of Us.
The Last of Us. We're going to do it.
Reaction from Last of Us.
So basically, the next, I don't even know how many Sundays, is a double live, 7 p.m. and 10:15. Instant reaction right after. So if you're going to watch that, I know we got some gamers in this channel. I know some of you guys have been streaming this. So join us on Sunday at 10:15 right after the episode drops. I'm excited. So for me personally, I have never played the game. Me and Ryan have talked extensively about what the game is about. I've watched other live streams, and it makes me want to go play the game now. So I'm super excited about it. And actually, Ryan the other day shared with me an image, and I didn't even know that. Yeah, but we'll bring up the image. And so I knew that Pedro Pascal was in this, who's obviously the Mandalorian.
You all love Mandalorian, of course, but look who else is the 2 main characters for this show. If you are a Game of Thrones fan, this will blow your mind. This is Liliana, not Lily. It's the little Mormont girl that stands up.
Tormont, yep.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
obviously
Lyanna Tormont and oh my gosh. Oh, I'm drawing a blank.
Mandalorian, dude. Mandalorian.
But it's Pedro Pascal, but who is he playing? Why am I? Oberyn Martell.
Yeah, Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones.
Yes, and they are both going to be in The Last of Us.
That's
Fantastic.
It's going to be amazing.
Fantastic. I love it. When I didn't realize that's who the female was. So I think it's gonna be sweet. So yeah,
Keep
we're
me up a second. Keep me up a
It's in
second.
a bit.
I'll go through what I've got to show.
Oh yeah, okay. So real quick, we're gonna break this thing down here. But Ryan wants to show off an item he received today.
Well, I want to show off 5 items, but I'll show you one thing that you all know I already got. So you all already know I've got this, right?
Yep.
Yes, you show. Yes,
Okay.
that's the harpy, right?
Yeah.
Hi,
Yep.
Fungo.
Ooh.
All right. So we got Brienne, Brianna Tarth. So these are like we I know we talked about this. That's Joe. There's Joffrey.
Yep.
Hey, before you go to the next one, a quick funny story about Joffrey. It's Jack Gleason, right? Is that that's the actor? Did you know that Jack Gleason was the son of Gordon in Batman Begins? Boom, there it is. More information you did not know, probably. I saw a meme. I saw a meme saying something like, "Just when you thought this kid was really cute," and then the next slide, when you scoot over on you know how you slide over on Instagram. Boom, there's Joffrey, same kid. Unbelievable. I had no idea.
Oh, wow.
So nice little trivia question. And then we have Tywin. All right. And then we have one more, right?
2 more.
Hi, Naughty and Chris.
More. That's Jorah Mormont. So Lyanna Mormont and Jorah, how are they related exactly? I always got confused by that. So I'm gonna go to Ryan on this.
I think it's.
Is it
I think he's her uncle.
her
And
uncle?
that's
Okay.
Peter Baelish.
And there's
Littlefinger.
Littlefinger. Yep.
But what I like about them is they're taller than the other ones.
That is
Bigger
interesting.
box.
It's the same kind of figure, though, huh?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
same
it's the same
line,
company.
isn't it?
It's the same
What
company.
about So what about all the other
Horse
ones?
Deluxe. They're
What
all
about
the
the other
same,
ones?
but all the new ones are this big. The only one I've got that's small is the first one I got.
Oh, so that's probably a newer series then.
But
These
they're
are
really cool.
Yeah, cool, very good.
Thank you.
All right, I want to make sure I don't miss anybody in the chat here. Welcome, Jennifer. How you doing? And I think we're caught up there. All right, so let's go back to full screen. All right, I have a few notes, but I really did sit back and kind of just watch this one. It's not super detailed because I knew we have a nice big panel here. So, all right, so the first part of the episode, we open with Eric, and basically we kind of right where we ended in episode 7, and Eric is trying to convince them to talk to the crane. And basically, Kit ends up figuring this out. That's who he's kind of like been talking to or hanging out with or whatnot. And he now also knows who Laura was. So so obviously the crane either told him or he gets, he's been drinking that tomato juice or whatever that yellow water is or orange water, whatever you want to call it. We actually do find out a little bit later on what it actually is. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Ryan, what did you think about the opening scene? About at least it continued right where we were. And what did you think when he told Laura he knew who she was?
Well, I instantly thought that it wasn't Eric and that he was somehow being possessed by something. And because the way he smelt her, when he kind of cuddled her, I thought, oh, this could be Bad Morva. This could be like a twist. And then I also liked how the bad guys were behind them. With the dogs and the caged head. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I did write down we did see a demon talk for about a quarter second in this. Did you notice that?
Yeah, you see it twice. You see them run across.
Yeah,
and then you see it later on in the episode when you see it later on in the episode when Borman and that are walking through, they run across again.
Yeah, they must have ran out of budget to put the full thing in there, like Ghost.
I got the devil dogs, so I can't complain.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know, Umpty, how did you feel about the opening scene here?
I thought it made you expect more because it jumped right into it, like boom. Yeah. And I just thought it would be more action from that, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice continuation. Almost right away, because I did that predictions video. Right away, I'm like, okay, so I already know 2 of my predictions are wrong just from that conversation. So it is what it is, Bo. That's the fun thing about predictions. Sometimes I feel like, people who talk about the stuff like we do, we can almost make a better show. But it is what it is. The next scene, we are back on the top of this waterfall, and we see that they're contemplating following them. And basically, they all jump in. Willow decides that he's not going to, and he kind of starts heading back. He mentions Mims, and he said that's his priority right now is to get back home. So, Baby Ice, what did you think about when everyone else just jumped into this waterfall? Did you expect that?
I did with the first 2, and then I keep forgetting his name, the giant guy.
Borman?
Yeah, Borman.
Yeah.
When I thought it was actually funny, he's like, oh, you're not coming with me, and he's like, no, and then he goes, I can't believe I'm doing this, and just jumps. I like him. He is one of my favorite characters in the show.
Yeah, he's definitely the comic relief, and like I said, he kind of reminds me a little bit of I mentioned this backstage. He reminds me a little bit of Jason Momoa character in Dune a little bit. Randy,
well, I'm going to start this off. I can't listen to that comment. If you take Borman out of the show, it doesn't change at all.
Well, you don't get the comedy,
right?
Plus, you don't have a guy to like turn. He.
Oh wait, no, he found the Luxor corner. I suppose he did do something, but come on.
He did.
If you take him out of the show, he's funny, but I found his storyline drew no aspect to the story whatsoever.
Yeah, we get a little tidbit with him knowing Mad Mardigan, and he went on an adventure with him and that kind of stuff. But that really never did much after that. We didn't really ever get any more information. But again, hopefully we get season 2. We'll see.
Yeah.
So Randy, what did you think? Did you think Willow was really going back? Do you think we were going to see him again? I mean, remember the name of the show is Willow.
Yeah. And I did think he was going back, and I was like, "You went all this far, and now you're leaving." So yeah, I did.
Yeah, at first I'm kind of like, all right, so yeah, he's going to. I thought he would come back at the end or something, but he actually came back much sooner than I actually thought. Even though, I guess it was kind of toward the end of the episode, but So so Eric convinces the girls to go into the big stone door that opens where I guess it seems like whenever it wants or whatever, and we get to see the big crack with the yellow and all the goo and all that kind of stuff. And we find out that this is like they make a couple of stupid jokes about the milk of what do they call it? The milk of the crone, or I guess that's what they call it basically. And again, the couple silly 2022, 2023 jokes. They're just unnecessary for Willow, but we've been getting them all season, so it makes sense that they would throw a couple more of those in there.
For a millisecond, I thought the crone was Daenerys when she came out of the thingy. For a millisecond, I thought that looks like Daenerys. I was like, oh no, it's the crone. Okay, but she was hot, so I was good with that.
Yeah, that's fine. So he basically gives them a choice. And so they have to go into the crack in the wall. I mean, what do you guys think that is? It looks like a crack in the wall, and
portal of some sort,
I guess. But I guess we do find out later on in the episode that they're actually laying on like this tablet or whatever you want to call it. But so they walk in here, right? They walk in and they almost go into like a dream sequence, and they're basically given a choice. So. So let's see. We'll start with Laura. So Laura is given a choice. She talks to Eric. They're under a nice tree. They're having like a picnic or whatever. And he's basically trying to convince her to, be with him. Don't worry about all the other stuff. Again, they're just, this is the crone trying to convince them to drink this yellow water, orange water, tomato soup, whatever you want to call it. Kit then is talking to Sorsha, who's in this vision. So this is the first time we've seen her since episode 2, which to me is unfortunate because I was excited that she was going to be in the show. And so it's unfortunate we only got to see her for a few minutes in this episode. And technically it wasn't really her because it was a dream sequence. But so basically she's talking to her, and remember that is Kit's mother. And she's talking to Kit about, you can make your own destiny and do this and do that. And basically they end up making choices. Do they want to drink it or not? So before they made their decisions, what are you guys thinking on this? So, did you think they were both not going to do it? Did you think it was going to be split? What did you think?
They went farther than I thought they was going to go.
Especially Laura, right?
Yeah, I didn't think it would get that far at all.
Yeah. I mean, Kit basically turns it down right away.
See, I didn't know if it was really a dream sequence.
Yeah, see,
I'm with you, MT. I thought it was real at first.
Oh, you did think it was real?
For a couple of minutes, I thought, hey, for a couple of minutes, I thought this isn't a threat. I thought, okay, maybe this is okay. And then you can kind of see where it's going.
Yeah. I mean, so Randy, what did you think? Did you think it was a dream sequence the whole time? Did you think like you just weren't sure?
Oh, yeah, I knew it was a dream sequence.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that after fighting trolls and all this, you were so easily talked into going right in there.
I know. It was quick, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I get it's a 50-minute episode or whatever, but it is it's like he convinces them like that. Like they have to know that he's not acting normal.
Right.
I did find that a little odd as well.
But that was her love, So they're saying that love can sway somebody. A love for somebody can make you sway fast.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
kind
but
of
see,
what I
you had
took
the
out of
witch
that.
coming out, and they knew it was the witch, and they're like, "Yeah, so you're gonna believe that quick?" I don't know. It just was confusing.
Yeah, it was. I didn't like how they just walked in. I don't know. It just how I don't understand why they did. To be honest with you, it's just fight him. He's at this point he's bad or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. Baby Ice, what did you think about the whole thing?
Well, I mean, I think what the problem has always been is they're very curious and they keep doing stuff they're not supposed to do. So I think that, with it being, her brother and then the other girl's boyfriend, I think, well, maybe they were, trying to trust him. But like you guys said, it's like, why you did all this? Why would any of this seem okay to you?
Yeah.
I mean, I would have just fought him and got done with it. That's what I would have done. But
yeah, I would have done the exact same thing. I'm not walking in that room, So we kind of flash back to the Borman group, if you will, and they're kind of just walking and they're making their way to the Immortal City, and we see this huge dust of dirt clouds. It's kind of heading their way, and it's funny because they made reference oh, that's going to be their. I don't know if they say nightfall or they say something that seems like it's going to be a while. And because then later on in the episode, it's on top of them already. And I'm like, wait, I thought you said it's going to be a while. It's again, I don't know if it's editing or that's his writing or whatever, but I thought that was weird.
So I watched a YouTube reaction thing to the episode earlier.
Yeah.
And this guy called Borman's group, the TikTok Avengers. I was in creases. I was like, that's perfect. The TikTok
That is
Avengers.
perfect. That's awesome. Yeah.
So I think we'll steal that. I think I'm going to steal that. So we'll from now on we'll call the group that Borman's with the TikTok Avengers.
Because I literally have our heroes. No, I'm going with TikTok Avengers. Yeah, find out who that is, and we'll have to give them some credit because
I will.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. So they get to the door, which again is magically locked all of a sudden because it's been open and closed I don't know how many times.
Hiding behind a tiny rock. A tiny rock. All three of them.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be trying to find that, right?
So it made no sense. No sense. Why?
It is. It's really strange. It is.
Yeah.
I wish we would have found I wish we would have found more about why is this the my gosh, what is the word?
Immemorial City.
Immemorial City. Gosh, I can't say it. Why is like I don't even understand the whole point of it, to be honest with you. Like,
Did you not get the flashback from later on in the episode when all the lava's filling up? That was the city filling up with lava.
That was the whole thing, then, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's fine, I guess. I mean, they needed some place to go, but I don't know. It's just weird, and I feel like it was very, very, very small scaled. Like you literally saw the same 3 areas the entire time.
Yep.
Every single episode, it was either the little prison area, the cage. It was the center area with the pool, and then it was the door, and then inside the door. And I mean, I don't know. You know,
Also, you have when in past episodes when Eric was walking and he came back around to it, that's when you saw like a big shot of it.
Yeah, it was like an overview, but like I don't know. Like, why can't you like? I don't know. Why can't you show it? You know what it felt like to me? It felt like watching Kenobi over, and Kenobi to me felt so small scaled. Like they just never panned out. It was just all on top, and I don't know. Anyways,
very good reference. I like that.
Yeah.
We were just in the hallway hiding behind the rock in the storyline.
Exactly. Yeah, you're in that little hallway. Yeah, exactly. You know, as much as I did not care for Andor, at least Andor seemed big. It seemed like Star Wars. It just, as far as the size of it, where Kenobi, man, they did a terrible job with that because it just seems so small. Like I feel like we saw like there was like 8 or 9 different areas that they filmed, and that was it. And again, most of it was probably on green screen or that dome thing they film in. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Again, it is what it is, and what can you do? You know. So after this, we get to see Graydon. Well, first we got Borman trying to use brute strength and his sword to open the door, and that doesn't work. And so then we got Graydon. You know, again, I still think Graydon is the worst character in the show. And all of a sudden, he's like some big sorcerer. And it's funny because before he even jumps in the water to go after the girls, Willow's like, "You're going to become a great sorcerer." Like, the dude's been using magic for 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on, man. And then so he's zapping this door and everything like that. And then probably the best scene, because all of a sudden that smoke all the dust is there. And it's literally been like 3 minutes of screen time probably. And it turns Borman to stone, which was kind of cool looking, actually. You know, I kind of liked the way that worked. There's no explanation for it, of course. It just obviously turns people to stone. So I thought right there, my one prediction might have came true. You know, more on that later. So I don't know. What did you think about all this right here? Like up to this point, because we're starting to get toward the end already at this point, because there's not much left to talk about. It's like the final battle is pretty long. So
yeah, I thought Mormon was gone.
Yeah.
At first,
it would have been better if he was gone, to be honest with you.
Until all of them were done like that, I said, well, now we know they all ain't going to die.
Yeah.
And yes, there wasn't going to be a season 2, and they just pulled everybody or something. But it was very slow. But I think his magic, he all along, Graydon had been hinting that he knew magic quite well, I think. So I wasn't surprised to see him the one doing that.
I mean, the thing, I guess that the one thing that I was most disappointed in, and you guys feel free to jump in, but the one thing I was most disappointed in is that we got no other storyline with Willow and Kaya and Mims and Raynon. And I a lot of my predictions were feeding into that. I thought we were going to get something. Now, granted, if there's season 2, there's more time. But I thought there's just no payoff for what we saw in episode 7. Episode 7 was the best episode, and this was a big letdown for me personally.
There was a payoff, but it's what you expected to happen. It was predictable payoff.
Yeah. I was going to jump in and say there was no payoff for this season either. I would agree that they should have not took the risk and hoping that they get more seasons. They should have had a payoff in season 1 with one of our characters dying, like we just talked about. Borman got turned to stone.
Yep.
You already heard in the beginning of the stream, I don't really care for Borman. My reaction when he got turned to stone was, damn, Headless was right. That was my reaction. You know, I was like, oh. So I was more concerned about Headless getting something right than I was Borman actually dying. but yeah, no, it to give my 2 cents, it was interesting. I was like, ooh, they're going somewhere with this. You know, we're getting somewhere. And I made a prediction a couple of days ago that Graydon could be more linked to Willow than we think. And if Graydon has always tried to get close to Willow so Willow can teach him the magic he knows and then betray him later on. I am your father. This is Luke. This is George Lucas we're talking about. So Willow, I am your, Willow, I am your son, or however it wants to work. We could get an iconic Star Wars line again.
Yeah, we were talking about that last week when we said that it could be, reversed. And, in the video I made, I went all out on that because I love that. And I really did think that something was going to happen with, I mean, even if the crone, the female form of the crone, I really said I thought it was going to be like a younger version of Bavmorda. Even if I was wrong on that, but even the crone could have still came up with a way to use Raynon and kind of put him into Graydon. Even there's ways. This is magic. We're talking about magic here. It's just so much better. Now, granted, I know we're not at the end of the episode, but there's still some hope that they could still do that because we did not really find out too much more about Graydon in this episode, anyways. So there's still a chance, but.
Well, it almost seems like now that he just said the George Lucas thing, we never really found out what happened to his son throughout the whole season, Willow's son.
Mm-hmm.
So what if from the beginning he was sent away because he had because we knew it was bad from earlier in the season?
Well, he said he went away because his mother died and he was mad that Willow wasn't there. We did get that much.
Yeah.
But we don't know, much more details.
So then he's run away from Willow and then he's been intercepted by the crone or he's been intercepted by Badmorva and taught the dark side of all this magic and then it's a way to get back.
Yeah.
And I think it just makes a lot of sense. Again, I don't think
he was that.
What was that?
I don't think Graydon was an evil being sent there. I think he may become that, but he wasn't that at the beginning.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I'm just going off of when Alora, saw the vision that he was possessed when he was younger.
Yeah.
And that's like I specifically put that scene in my video, and when I was talking about Raiden possibly being Graydon, them being one and the same, that little scene comes up there because that's why I kept thinking that somehow at this point. And now, granted, I mean, I don't, like I said, who knows? It's magic. You don't know how they could turn it and twist it. But I thought it was a great. I thought it'd be a great way to do it. And then, like you said, then you have Raiden, who's actually Graydon. I mean, think of the names. It's Rando.
Randon or something.
Randon. It's Randon. Randon or something. Yeah. Or Ranon. It's Ranon. It's Ranon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ranon, Graydon. I mean, it's not perfect, but it works. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, that really hasn't been debunked yet. Although I don't think it's gonna happen. But
Disney, if you're watching, you've got time.
You got time.
That's a good storyline.
George, just call me. I'll help you out.
Right.
All right. So what do we got going here?
They just turned to stone. We were talking about Borman turning to stone.
Yeah, Borman.
And then that was just before we went into the golden room and we get to witness so basically Alora's it looks like she's going to get married. I think that's where we should go next. Yeah.
So the crow in the vision or the dream sequence, whatever you want to call it. So they're trying to convince Alora and Kit to drink the orange nectar of the worm. That's what it was. It was the orange nectar of the worm. And then they make some weird milking comments. It was strange. But So Kit turns it down almost immediately. She's like, "Yeah, no." I think Kit knew that this was not real in the back of her, mind. Even though, again, that we do see when they're done making their choice that they're like on this like tablet, stone tablet or something, and you can see that they've been, I don't know, poisoned or I don't know, so whatever. I mean, what do you think happened there? I mean, I have no idea.
I just struggle with the continuity of it because if she clearly knew that this wasn't real, why is she listening to the voice of her dad in her head?
Well, the dead in the head part, I think that was the real part, and then that's the thing. Or wasn't he trying to convince her not to do this?
Yeah.
She only hears the voice of her dad when she's close to that golden, liquidy stuff. That door. She only ever heard it when she was close to that door.
Right, but
and when she went in the door, everything was fake. But yet she heard his voice in. I don't get it. I just didn't understand the continuity of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. What? Wait. When she so I think it's episode 5? No, 6. It's episode 6 when she hears his voice. Correct. It's when they're battling the troll.
When they're in the cave.
So that orange stuff is in 6.
Well, it was the long tunnel, wasn't it? It looked like a really long tunnel that they were going to go to. I think that was connected to the same place that we were at with the door.
So that
looked the same kind of glow.
So you think that was connected? Okay. Well, I guess it does make sense because you're right. Because then when Kit falls in the water, she does almost like swim up to Eric at one point.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So I guess I thought maybe it was more the sword that did it, but I don't know. It's a good point that you bring up.
Yeah, that was all I thought of from that scene because Kit obviously knew it wasn't real. She was walking away from it all. She was denying it all, and then her father says to her, "Look, you just got to stay safe, and you got to do this." And then she obviously darts towards Alorna, who we've seen from other flashbacks where she's talking with Arik and the crone, and she looked beautiful in this episode. I must say, she looks stunning in that dress. She looks stunning, and then it looks like they're about to get married. I was like, "What? They're going to get married right now? This is weird."
Yeah. Chris says, when you were seeing Raiden, I was thinking about Mortal Kombat. Now, that might have been better.
Iconic Raiden.
I think that part had to happen, though. She had to hear her father tell her not to do that so she could have forgiveness of her father.
Yeah.
She was always bitter about it.
It's a good way of keeping Mad Morgan, and it was also played, was it not? Am I not right? The voice was was Val Kilmer's son?
Yes.
Yeah, we had found that out last week at the end of the stream.
The voice of Mad Morgan was Val Kilmer's son.
It's Val Kilmer's son who voices it. Yeah,
and he sounds just like him.
Oh God, doesn't he? It's amazing, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Kenneth Bird? How you doing, man?
Yes.
So she says you're going to get married, and she she attempts to kiss Arik. You kind of see the magic just about to touch his lips.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, "Ooh, it's all going to go crazy." And then she flips it. She flips it, doesn't she?
Yeah, she flips it and totally goes the other direction and basically it's like, yeah, I don't really like you. That's basically what she says. So she does. So she turns away from the kiss, which I guess the kiss would have symbolized that, it was going to work, the Crone's plan or whatever.
It looked like it was going to go in.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then Elora and then Kit. Well, I think it's Laura that actually wakes up on the stone tablet, if I'm correct. I'm not sure, but anyways,
just before that, somebody enters and it's a badass.
That was the cool scene
when Willow comes in with his staff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right. So he comes in before she wakes up. You're right.
Yeah, and he's just about to say his spell, and the crone screams, doesn't she? Shut up! And he does his magic, and it goes everywhere. I was like, yes, we got Willow.
Broke down from the stone and stuff too.
Yeah, so Willow comes in and does some stuff finally. So that was pretty cool. I mean, he's done it a couple times, but that was pretty badass.
And then she wakes up on the stone.
I didn't think he was going to be there because last time we saw him, he's like, "Okay, bye."
I knew he had to show up somehow.
And then he showed up and was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, and he's literally not even in the episode to like the last 15, maybe 20 minutes, I think it was. So
if that's the way they needed to do it, make him be the grand character who come to save the day. You know,
He's famous.
made
Yeah,
sense.
then we basically get to the final battle, which is, like I said, the last like 15 to 20 minutes. I mean, I thought it was really good. Although I didn't love the way the whole thing ended, I just thought it was kind of predictable. At one point, we do see, sure that.
Look how badass she looks.
She's it's cool.
Yeah, the crone, they did a pretty good job, bringing her in. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Borman gave Kit the suit. That part was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'll keep it down there for if you want to share it back up with anything else that we bring up. So
sure. And then here's my question. All right. So when did Borman? Because I just didn't have time to rewind it, so I figured I would just ask you guys tonight. When did Borman give? Because is it Jade who actually had the suit?
No, Kit did.
No. Kit.
I mean, he had it and he gave it to Kit.
he put it on her and said, "It needs to be to you. You deserve it."
So was this before or after he was? Is this before?
No,
or after?
It was after.
Willow came in, he turned everybody back to normal.
Yeah.
And then they said, we're going to have to fight. And Borman said, well, this needs to go to you.
Okay.
So
So Willow just comes in with that staff and everyone's normal.
Cast some spell that knocked the dust, turned them back to normal from the rock. Because
Okay.
Kit was changed too. Kit had turned to rock
Well, it
too.
basically canceled the dreams that were happening.
So that's okay. So with all that, so everything got canceled. Because I know Kit was stoned, and so was I think Jay. I think they all were really.
All of them were.
Yeah, all of them.
It's as soon as she wakes up on that doorway, she turns around and they all come back to life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So now, if
Now, did anybody find this funny? How did this girl? Oh, I'm so in love with him. I'm gonna chase him to the ends of the earth, and then go. Nope, I don't like you no more.
yeah, I know.
That Willow may have been throwing some magic before he done that last one, I think.
I couldn't believe it when she goes, "No, I don't want to marry you." I'm like,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
heck?
She's like, yeah, I'm not really into you, and they were that close to kissing. I was like, come on, you fought all this way for him.
But she
Right.
knew he
I
wasn't
agree,
who
like
he
Baby
said he
Ice, I
was
was like-
anymore. She
Yeah.
kind of,
Well, she goes, the old you wouldn't like the new you or something. I was
Yeah.
like,
she knew he wasn't the same person
right.
back then.
And
Why
then
didn't
just
she
as
know that at
Laura
the
wakes
very
up on that
beginning?
door,
Why wait all the way to the wedding scene and go almost kiss and all that?
Right. Why
No.
choose to even take it that far? It was
Yeah.
Well,
because
Yeah,
really
I mean,
she was just a Cinderella character, wasn't she? That cleaned up.
I think.
And you don't know if she was on some inside. You don't know what kind of spell was put on them, like when they went into that room and what it does to your mind. I mean, I get it, I guess, but you're right. I mean, like you said, you've been trying to find this guy for 7 episodes, and yeah, but
And then in the next scene, Headless
Well-
gets another thing right. The crone magically turns into Bad Mother.
the crone turned into Bad Morda.
Yeah, the woman in the red dress. She comes out of that fire thing. I've got it on the screen now. I don't want to play it for copyright, but if you want to bring it up, I've paused it at the point here. So if I literally play this for 3 seconds, she turns into Bad Mother.
Oh yeah, she did. All right, I'm gonna chalk that one up as a win for me then.
Well done. Yeah, you take that.
Yeah. So she was. I mean, I still said she was a younger version of Bad Morda, but it was just the crone. I think coming up with different, identities or whatever.
Aliases, yeah.
Yeah. And then so Willow comes in, saves the day, and they're fighting the crone. And then the crone. Now I don't know the order because I didn't write this all down. But at one point she takes oh my gosh, is it Shalini? What's her name? Oh my gosh, the wand. Who owns the wand? What's her name? Not Alora. That from the original owner.
I don't know her name.
Oh, the old lady.
Is it Sharon? Oh my gosh, why can't I remember the name? Sharonia's wand. I'm saying it wrong, but it's something like that. I don't know why I can't remember. Stop with that photo. Funko said he's not going to be able to sleep tonight.
Funko, you just turned 16. You're a man now. You're fine.
Oh my gosh. Shalindia.
Shalindia, that's it. Shalindia.
Shalindia's wand, whatever. And so the crone just goes and snaps it in half like it's not even important. I don't know if I love that. It kind of reminded me of Luke Skywalker tossing his lightsaber. Who really needs this? I don't know. I thought that was weird. I mean, how are they going to fix that? I don't know.
Umpty has a good thing for that. So Umpty, let us know what you think about that one situation.
Yeah, give a wand.
I think the whole time Willow was trying to get Allura to understand that the wand was a vessel for her magic, but her magic was within her. So then she started casting through her hands and got real powerful. So I think that part really made sense to me because he was trying to convince her that the magic is within you. It's not just this wand that you use. That's just a vessel to practice and to learn.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, the Willow really never uses he uses the wand on the troll in the movie. He uses the wands when they're all pigs, and he brings them in to the tent, to change them. So I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, unless they're doing the same thing with Willow in the original, it doesn't seem like that because it seems like when Willow does use actual magic, he actually is using the wand. But I get what you're saying because obviously Bev Morta, she doesn't have a wand. Now, she wants the wand though in the movie.
Well,
I don't know.
Then I'm confused because if that was the case, then why was Willow all the way through this whole entire season? Where's the wand? Where's the wand? Like it was such a big deal.
Well, like Umpty said, I mean, it could be the it's just the object that he showed to her right away, and it's like, listen, this is the one you need to use, and it could just be like that. It's just the kind of mindset that he wanted to give her to make her learn that the magic was actually inside of her, and she didn't really need the wand. So I don't know. I know it's definitely an interesting theory, though. I mean, because it is confusing a little bit, just because I think back to the movie, and like I believe that every time Willow uses actual magic, he does have the wand. So,
yeah, he does.
But again, it could have been that she's doing the same thing.
But she was probably a better magician than Willow was, to be honest, I think.
Or that Willow was always had the magic in him.
Right.
And it just looked like he was using, because how does he have the staff now and still have magic?
True. And he does have that, whatever that big old gem jewel thing in there, which is not explained at all, but because we see that come into play later too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the wand is cracked, and then at some point, the crone. Yeah, what do you guys think about the name, the crone? They couldn't come up with something better than that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't know what that was about. I thought they kept saying crow. I'm like,
I did too.
Like, what the hell?
It was funny because they keep saying crow. I thought they kept saying crow, and then they're talking about a worm. Well, the crow eats a worm, so what? I was like,
yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah, I was totally confused at first. I was like, what is going on here?
The meaning of crone is an ugly old woman.
Is that what that's what it means?
That's what the word means. So.
See, this information would have been useful going into these.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean,
you're holding out on us.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot they could have done differently, but so what do we do? So then we have the crone who throws Graydon at some point. Graydon goes flying into that like little crack, and we don't really see him. And the assumption is that he is dead, I guess. I mean, did you guys think he was dead?
No.
Yep,
I did.
Yep,
I did.
The only reason why I did was because Borman came back to life. And I'm like, they got to kill somebody off on it. I mean, this is supposed to be like one of the big bads. Like, how are you not going to have her kill anybody? So I kind of was happy, actually. because I at that point I felt like my complete Raiden theory was gone, or is Ranon? I think his name's Ranon.
See,
Ranon theory was gone. I'm like, well, at least they kill somebody now. You know.
See, I thought Graydon would die defending Alorica, so I kind of thought maybe I'm right, but I said we ain't seen a body. He ain't dead.
Yeah, I really wasn't sure what to think about that. I actually thought he was, just because all the other ones came back to life from the stone thing. So,
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you, Randy? You got anything
And
to add
at that
there?
point, Alora does the magic. You know, Alora does the magic with her hands, doesn't she? And she pushes the crone out of that doorway into the hallway.
Yep.
She kind of does it.
And that was
he does it to Graydon. She does it back to her.
Yeah, and that was great. That was pretty cool little fight scene between Alora and the crone. I thought that was pretty cool. Just the way they were using magic, and it just the whole CGI part of that with that. So I thought that was pretty good.
The only thing that bothered me about that was, how do you get hit and nothing happens to you?
Yeah, they did get hit often too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're fighting. You're supposed
But that's
to be
kind of
using
like magic, isn't it?
It absorbed it. Some people can absorb magic.
Look at Harry Potter, and they do the jewels. They hit each other with jewels, and they get back up again and do another one. They're fine, but they used magic on them. You know.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that scene reminded me so much of Harry Potter.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
I was like, when Dumbledore was fighting and they had the shields and all this, I was like, that's so much like Harry Potter.
Yes.
Yeah, like when the wands, they flash them together and it's
Yeah.
one stream, and I get what you're saying there.
And after this is over, because I know you're still going to want more Headless Not Star, go back and check out the video where I made my character on Wizarding World. And Fungo, I am drinking a Stone hazy IPA from Stone Brewery in San Diego, where I go every San Diego Comic-Con because it's fantastic there. Let's see. So my notes are over, so I'm just trying to go off memory. So if you guys want to jump in, feel free.
It's
so
playing
we have
backstage. If you can literally see it playing backstage.
And I would do that. How?
Maybe not. You should be able to see it backstage. Could you not?
Oh, I see.
You just
yeah,
look at backstage.
okay.
You can see it playing.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Hey, that's really small. You forget. I don't have great vision.
Now,
Yeah,
what threw me off really bad is when Graydon wakes up and here's Laura.
Yeah. So you guys.
That's the ending, though. We ain't got that far.
Yeah, that's jumping ahead. But I'm trying to think if we missed anything else.
Well,
that was super important.
after the crown.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
super important. After the crone
little
gets flown
cat.
out the window, Borman puts the vest on Kit.
Yeah, that's where I was going at. That's right.
What?
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. I was disappointed that the flute did nothing, because that was one of the things that we were talking about last week, was possibly that the flute
Still in play, though.
It is. But like we didn't see anything with the flute at all. Well, I think Graydon was maybe using it a little bit at the door, but that's basically all we saw. I just thought that was a great theory, and Anthony, I know you were talking about that in the chat last week, and I love that. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense that would power it.
That flute,
but it wasn't. It was like, so what did he say? It's like you give it to the person that you want to protect you. Is that what it was?
Yeah. That's what the theory was, that you couldn't activate the armor yourself. Somebody else had to give it to you and activate it for you.
Right. Okay. And that's why Borman failed so many different times
And then
trying to activate that. Now, so when Kit puts it on, and it's cool, like it reminds me of Iron Man, the way it kind of folds down her legs and stuff. So what do we think that? Where is that? I mean, that thing was the Lux was about that big, so it's going into her chest almost.
It went through her chest. It did. Yeah. And then that armor started.
Yeah.
So that's going into her body. I mean,
yep.
It's magical armor. So
I guess. I mean, because I was like, whoa, like you just put a hole in, like the hole. It was pretty big. So
it wasn't right into Dad's armor.
No, that was the armor that Mad Mardigan and Borman were trying to chase down when they went on their like little adventures together. They were trying to chase down the armor and the Lux. And when they found the armor, they got captured and they ended up hiding it in that cave that we see back in episode. Help me out. Like, is it?
Oh, okay, yeah.
4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in that. I think it might be 3. Before they get to the castle, I think it's episode 3. They find the armor. Then they find the Lux down in the well or something.
Right.
So yeah, that's where that armor came from.
Okay.
But
And
so
then we lead into the big fight.
Yeah. So then she is battling. She's fighting who? She's fighting the Crone, right?
Yep.
Kit.
Yeah. So Kit takes on the Crone now.
No, Kit takes on her brother.
Yeah, her brother.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, she's fighting. She's fighting Eric. Sword to sword.
That's the part I didn't agree with, because
she
Crone
says,
said
"Kit,
you
you're
are the harbinger of the
brother."
worm.
Mm-hmm.
If he was the harbinger of the worm, why did all these other people have to show up and even be there? She could have done her ritual with him and been done with it.
Yeah. And now, do you think that here's my thing with that? Do you think she was telling him the truth? I kept thinking she was lying on this. Like, why would he all of a sudden be the harbinger of the worm? Like, I didn't understand that. Because he drank the fluids. So what was Allura and Kit going to do then if they drank the fluid?
Well, I think she wanted there was more power if all of them were part of it, apparently, or something.
Okay. Well, okay. I
she
see
was
that.
trying to get all of them there.
Said the blood of 2 grandkids would be better.
Yeah.
Well, she does you're right. She does say that. Yeah.
She said something like that.
I just like the line where Kit says, "Don't fight with me, Eric. You're my brother." And he says, "I'm your king," and then charges at her. I was like, yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah.
If for anybody that does watch this episode and is enjoying our conversation, if you are photosensitive, be warned for this episode, because there is multiple flashes throughout the finale fight, and if anybody is sensitive to that stuff, it probably will trigger, because it is pretty crazy. Yeah. I'm watching it now backstage, and it's flashing in my eyes.
Yeah, visually, the episode was fantastic. I mean, I loved it. I loved the magic. The fighting I thought was really good. It's just, I guess maybe we were looking for a bigger twist somewhere, and it was just kind of like, it just kind of played out the way you would expect it to play out if you didn't really theorize and all that kind of stuff. So, like I was telling you guys backstage, I just finished Wednesday, and I finished the finale, and I felt the same way with Wednesday. I felt like it was basically just, I mean, they tried to do some twists, and I guess there's one little twist in there at the end, but it kind of just played out the way I thought it would. Maybe a little bit better than Willow did, just because it was an extra little twist, even though I kind of saw that coming as well. And I don't want to ruin anything for anyone who has not finished that, but I don't know. I like, what happened to the days of the Red Wedding? What happened to the days of, season 1 or 2 of Breaking Bad? Like, I just don't. I don't know.
It's the golden age of TV, Headless. They don't do things like that anymore. It was the golden age.
I know it stinks. It just I guess I'm always waiting for that bigger cliffhanger, and sometimes we just don't get it, unfortunately. But again, anyone in the chat, if you have not watched Willow and you're skeptical on it, I still think it's worth a watch. You do have to sit through those first 3 episodes. For me, those were the worst 3 episodes. Once you get to 4, you get a little nostalgia. You get some scenes from the movie. They blend them in really, really nicely, I think. And you kind of start seeing the character development. And I did enjoy 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, 7 being my favorite episode of the season. So, and we'll give our rankings for the episode and then overall score at the end of the stream. So where are we at here? So at this point, they're all
fight scene.
Yeah, there's a big fight scene.
Flashing lights everywhere.
I mean, and Eric ends up. So it's funny too, because this was kind of cool. Eric ends up almost looking like after the Crone is dead, because Allura, is it Allura who kills the Crone or Willow? I can't even remember. I just watched it. Is it Willow?
Allura consistently keeps hitting her with the green rays while she's down screaming.
Yeah. So she gets almost shot with the magic through the chest, and so she ends up dying. But she you can see that she and Eric are having a moment, and it's almost like she passes the essence on to Eric, because then he becomes almost like all. Do you have a picture of him on the
Well, because
Eric?
she
It's like it's like the demon or whatever. Like he becomes.
So
like
I have it at the point where he's at her body while she's on the floor. So if you want, I can play it a little bit and then pause it. And
yeah, so she's gonna.
If it just froze on me. Yeah, it's just froze on me. You'll have to bring it down a sec.
Yeah, so go ahead and bring it up, and we can then scare Fungal one more time tonight.
See, I thought her spirit passed into him.
And that's kind of what I was thinking as well. Like, because they end up kissing, and then they pan out, and you see him kissing her back as the crone, and not not
the ending
girl.
Especially made me think that.
There it is.
So they're doing that, and then
you can see it goes into him.
Go ahead and then you see a nice image of him when he's about to fight her, when he turns around. And that was pretty cool. Like, the makeup and I'm sure there was a little bit of CGI in there. I thought it was pretty good in this episode. Like I said, I really enjoyed the mix.
Yeah, when I watched Activate, it's amazing.
What'd you say? Oh,
when the armor activates, that was probably my favorite bit.
Yeah, so there's the armor activating. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We'll try to get you guys the one shot of Eric here.
I will get you that shot. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to come up.
Yeah, but so at this point, the crone is now dead, and Eric now is almost like the big bad, and I think this is when Kit then puts the armor on, and she then grabs the sword. And I know Eric did make mention very, very early at the beginning of the episode. He makes mention that he does notice that she has Mad Mardigan's sword. I thought that was pretty cool. And we're not there yet.
Sorry, it was literally just there. Sorry. 1 second.
Yeah, no worries, man. So I don't know. I mean, up to this point, the crone's dead. She's gonna fight Eric. Like Randy, I mean, what did you think we were headed here with Eric? what did you think was gonna happen here?
Pretty much what exactly happened. I knew he was going to turn bad, but I knew I knew.
You knew they weren't going to kill him off?
Yeah, I knew
it's done.
Okay. It's up. So we got, there we go. So yeah, you can see he's kind of croned out, for lack of a better word. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty cool. Reminds me of like a little bit of a zombie type deal.
And I will say again, reminded me so much of Harry Potter, especially when Slytherin, it just took over, and then, all the flashbacks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So then, what is it? So Kit ends up defeating him, and I'm trying to remember exactly how he turns back, because we end up getting Eric back. At least we think he's back.
Willow came in with
Willow gives him the orb.
Broke that stone off the top and said, "Use this."
Yeah, which I thought was a little weird. No, I mean, all of a sudden he takes the gem out of his staff, and it just happens to turn him back to normal. I mean, again, a little explanation of what that gem was in the staff, maybe back in episode 3 or 4, would have been nice, just so we kind of like had that little Easter egg, so we kind of knew where it was headed, or at least understood it. I mean, unless I missed something, I don't know. I don't think, but I mean, were you guys okay with that? Did you think it was odd? What do you think, Baby Ice?
Well, what I find ironic is, if that had the power to do that, why didn't you save his friend?
Right? Yeah, exactly. In episode 3, when his buddy, Now I don't know if it's saving the life or if it's eliminating that evil, or it just seems like a simple plot device to make it end and make him come back. I don't know. I mean, Umpty, what do you think? I mean,
I thought, honestly, what I thought it was, if they brought him back, why didn't they go find Graydon and bring him back if they thought he was dead?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, wouldn't they have had to go through that door to find him?
Yeah, but
unless they did
popped out of that door, Foreman was already back there. So
unless they really just didn't know what was
Even
in
she
there.
even looked in the door. Did you notice when she looked through the door? If you look at the ground landscape, it looked like segments of a worm. So I thought that
Exactly.
was probably the worm.
Yep.
That was literally the worm coming
Yeah, it was moving very slowly. It was
Yeah,
kind of
it
crawling
was.
forward very slowly.
Yep.
He was coming back to life.
And that's probably why they didn't even bother, is they figured that the worm got him or whatever.
Well, I mean, even she looked and said, "Why didn't we kill the worm? Why didn't we go back?" And then
Yeah.
they like, no.
Yeah.
And then Willow goes,
Yeah,
like,
he
well,
kinda,
he's gonna come for us eventually. So they, almost like regrouping, getting more. Because he did mention something about getting more people or having more people with them.
Yep.
So I'm not really sure what that's about. I'm not sure who he's talking about.
Iron Man, Spider-Man, Superman, all those people are going to turn up and help.
I mean, might as well go grab Luke and Han too while you're at it.
It's the
Marvel.
TikTok Avengers. The TikTok Avengers.
don't forget, Willow was Marvel comic book, and
I know.
Disney owns Marvel.
Oh, there you
I
go.
know. This is what I'm saying. So we could be
Also,
seeing. Imagine seeing Tyrion, the guy that made Thor's hammer, and Willow. That would be sick.
What is that? What is? I can't remember his name now in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Tyrion. It's
yeah,
always Tyrion to me.
That would be pretty cool. And that,
But yeah, so they bring him back to life, and he's Eric's life again, and they're walking with him. Yeah, Humpty just kind of mentioned how she looks back at the door, and they question whether they should have gone back, and Willow's like, no, we're hoping for season 2. Basically, he says to the guys, no, we want to get another payday. We're going to come back next year when they refilm it, and we'll fight back then.
yeah, we'll take care of that again. We'll take care of that later.
Right.
But then
and
we do cut into the gold door, don't we? And we see something
We do.
which is amazing.
Yeah, so we get to see Graydon, and he's kind of laying there in the middle of, like, it looks like different knights or troops or something. It's like almost on a pile of bodies, and he's alive. So we see him. He wakes up and he stands, and he goes over to like almost like a hill or something, or a rocky hill, and he oversees like this entire huge army. And what I really liked is that we got to see the double troll head. Tell me that was.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Pull that up, because that was absolutely amazing.
Well, did you notice that scene was also the exact scene that Alora had and Willow had visions of Alora dying in?
Yep.
Ah, okay.
So that was the scene where she died because she conquered that. So it's almost like he became the Harbinger and took her place.
So Graydon, you mean?
Yeah, Graydon did. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
I want you, she says.
Yeah. But that was pretty cool, because then we see Alora down there, and like, wait, wasn't Alora just up in the room or up outside with the other guys? But you notice it's Alora with shorter hair.
Yep.
And I actually went back and double checked, and I was playing their voices, and it definitely is the same actress. And I guess the theory would be that I guess this would be the worm. I'm assuming, because if the crone is dead, so the worm can obviously change form too. So we never really know, I guess, who the worm is. Did you guys think the same thing, or? So there she is, right
it was
there.
the crone, the same being as the crone, but the
So
crone
the two-headed thing from the
very much
original
be the
movie.
worm.
Go ahead,
We've got the two-headed dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's the Cecil Ebert dragon.
Yep. With the two heads, the troll.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. But so what were you saying now?
I was just mentioning the dragon. I forget that when I share things, I cut up, so when I speak, it doesn't come quite through. So I do apologize for cutting people up.
Oh no,
But-
you're good. You're good.
But yeah, I was just talking about that final scene and how really cool it was. Like, I was amazed by it.
Okay. And then Umpty, what were you saying about?
I think that was the crone. I don't think it was the worm. I don't think the crone was actually dead at all.
Oh, you don't think the crone died? Okay. But so
I
you
think
don't think? So
the
you don't
crone
think
is a spirit, and she, and I think even whenever the first they say that she didn't die. You remember, she didn't die. when Willow killed her, and that's why the worm was around. So now the crone could be the worm. It could be the same being, but it's a magical being. It's just
So you're separating the crone from Bad Morther, because I assumed it was the same thing, because the crone translated was old woman or something, and
Yeah.
now Bad Morther Bad Morther is
that
dead.
worm of the crone and the worm probably all the same magical being.
Okay. I'm interested. I want them to get a season 2.
Now, what's crazy? One thing we didn't mention was that
OJ.
they gave her the flute. Borman was back there, and somehow he found the flute and gave it to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
You talked about what you thought was going to happen. I still think that flute is going to play a big part in the second sequel. It's something he can track with, or something to that effect.
Yeah, I think the flute will come into play. It's just not going to be what I said it was, or what we had theorized last week. And I guess the more I think about it, I don't know. So Ryan, you think that the crone was Bavmorda, or you think?
Yeah,
the crone
well, Upti just gave us a breakdown of the word crone, and that means
Right.
old woman,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And the only old woman that we can connect to the story in Willow is Bad Morther.
Right. Because if not, like, where did this crone come from? They never really explained it. Or again, unless I'm completely missing something in those first couple episodes.
Unless that's what she created when she sent herself to that secondary world. She created all this stuff, maybe.
Well, what about the other old lady from Willow?
But that was
the one with the wand. The one that was Willow.
Cylindria.
Yeah.
Cylindria, yeah.
Because she was an old woman in that movie.
Yeah, but she wasn't bad.
I don't think they'll connect it to her, because the one got snapped in this series.
And they literally haven't even mentioned her, really, except for the wand. But
the full definition of a crone is it's in folklore, and the crone is an old woman who may be characterized as disagreeable, malice, or sinister in manner, often with magical or supernatural associations that can make her either helpful or obstructive.
That literally sums up Mad Maud. Yeah, that sums up the witch completely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't really get rid of her, so it's all probably the same thing.
Fungo, I love your comments, buddy. So I have one final scene to share with you all, because this is the one thing that got me more hyped than anything in this entire show. So let me find it.
All right.
Here it is. We will share this screen. There you go. When Headless shows this is what I am excited for.
It's fantastic. Popping it up right now. So we see.
Oh, you won?
Yeah. So before this scene, we see someone's hands put the book volume 1 in, and then they kind of zoom in. And it says volume 2, volume 3. So assuming there's going to be 3 seasons.
Yeah, they probably have them all done.
No, they don't.
I mean, as far as written, it's plotted.
Oh yeah, written. Yeah.
But they know where the plot's going to go with them.
Yeah,
they don't.
With that scene, I know we're on This Is Live, but I'm officially going to announce Willow season 1 done.
Yep. So I have something to show you guys really quick. I just pulled this up on Willow Wikipedia.
Oh.
So tell me what you think about this. So here it says, so her name is Lily the Crone. Lily the Crone. And it says Kashmir and died. Now, granted, I mean, we can find out more information, but this is what we know from the show. So she was killed. And look at this down here. Master is the worm. Apprentices. Bavmorda was one of her apprentices. So there you
But she
go.
turned into her. Okay. But
She did.
I also want to preference that Wikipedia can be changed by anybody.
Yeah,
Just to be, just to make it right.
True.
I can go on that page now and change it to Headless Ned Stark was an accomplice of her. Like I can go and add that.
I think you probably should do that. She had her minions in the order. So it says here, she had her minions of the order abduct the young Tirsley sorceress Bavmorda. A little teaching dark format.
Indoctrinated and radicalized her.
Yeah, so they're saying that she kidnapped her. She also created the
Even
Gale.
said that she was a princess of Kashmir and kidnapped. And brought to that temple.
Yeah, the defeat of Queen Bavmorda forced Lily, known as the Withered Crone, or just Crone, to change her plans and seek out Bavmorda's grandchildren and the blood of the Six. So they're saying that she is like, beside the worm, she is like the next big bad who's now dead. Huh. I mean, I didn't get anything from this show. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting to read it though. Using her younger self. So Lily so her true. So I wasn't way off. I said his Bavmorda's younger self. So it was the crone using a younger version of herself. Was discovered by Eric.
It's a very interesting storyline. Can you link that in the chat, that website, please?
Yeah, well.
Wait. Now I got a bigger question here.
Because then it even says, before dying, Lily transferred her power to Eric, which we kind of said, making him the Harbinger. So then they save her. So now Graydon is the Harbinger, if we're thinking this correctly. Huh.
How did he get the pass to him, though?
How did it get past to him? I did.
When she kissed him.
When she kissed him.
Because that was the whole point with Laura trying to kiss. Oh, okay.
Now, I have a question.
There's another being there. Eric is dead. There's another being there with Graydon.
Now I want to look at Graydon and see what they say. I mean, you're right.
I've watched this before, and it just following what's going on the screen. A lot of that wasn't even in there last week.
Yeah, so they changed a lot of it.
Updated it with what they thought happened this week.
So this is here's Graydon. So we have so Graydon starts to turn. He's being controlled by the Lynch. So that's later on the group crossing Shadow Sea. So this is what I want to know more about.
Yeah.
Graydon's able to cast a spell and kill the Dag as she and the Doom attack. So one of those guys. So what does this mean? So kill the Dag and the Doom.
That's when they're fighting on the open sea when he uses the flute for the first time, and Willow finds out that he's got magical abilities.
Oh, okay.
And
so
that's it.
So
they don't add anything else.
So they didn't really add anything about this episode.
No, they don't really spoil. They just say what happened to some extent.
Couldn't Graydon breathe the crone then? Possibly.
See, that's the big cliffhanger of what all that means.
Yeah.
And I think possibly maybe Eric didn't say maybe he's
still possessed.
He's like Laura and trying to get Graydon to go with him.
So now I want to find Eric's page really quick. He's not on there. So what we do is look up Eric on here.
It's 4 down. 4 searches down. Yeah. 3.
Let's see if there's anything listed here. Oh gosh. Comment. All right, so for him, let's see. Victory at Nutmar Castle, behind the scene. And there's nothing there either. So the only thing that was added was the crone. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, that's what makes it fun about
movie written that never came out between all this too.
Yeah,
that's where.
Yeah,
they went looking for that armor. There was a movie scripted that never was released.
Okay, so question for the panel: who, if one person had to die from the TikTok Avengers this episode, who would you have been happy with dying for the storyline to continue forward? I will go first and say Jade. I think if Jade died, we could have had some. They might have given me some hope for liking Kit in season 2, and she would have had a reason to go forward because she lost the love of her life, and now she's got to maybe protect something else with this armor that she's been gifted. And I don't know. If my answer would have been Jade should have died. Anyone else want to let me know theirs?
I would go with I could deal with losing Mormont if possible.
Mormont?
I love him, but like you said, he really isn't a huge part of the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's not going to help continue the story. You're saying a death that would help continue the story, right? Or no?
In a sense, yeah. Like I just think
if Borman dies,
into
it's like you're gonna be grieving for a couple minutes here, and then you're moving on, just like they did with Graydon. Graydon's death didn't mean anything. Like they all think he's dead. It didn't mean anything to them. So I mean, really
would have some ramifications in season 2 going forward for Kit.
Yeah, I mean, she'd probably have the most for a character. You know, obviously, Kit, Willow, or Allura would be bigger. But yeah. I think the other two characters don't matter.
Eric died wouldn't have played much difference because he wasn't. I mean, he played a part in what happened at the end, but if he would have died.
Yeah, Eric kind of forms the same form for Jade. Like, if Eric died, she would have also been upset going forward and she lost her brother, you know?
Yeah.
But probably not as much because she lost him because he became something evil, I guess you could say.
Who would you choose to die, Randy? I know you're no good with names, but you can give us the character if you need.
Randy's like all of them.
You've got Jade, you've got Kit, you've got Willow, you've got Allura, you've got Graydon, you've got Borman.
I think the way that they killed, or that everybody thought the one that passed that is dead, was a good way to go. Because now Laura, I think was in love with him. So now you got that story to go with, where she's going to go and try to, get
find her love of the life. Yeah.
It's just really weird that, like, I feel like every character that has died, it hasn't mattered. Like, they think Graydon's dead, and they're like, oh, we're gonna make sure that people know that he fought well. Oh, okay, that's it. Like, no one's crying. No, I mean, I don't know. Those 3 deaths, basically. It's just, I can't remember the guy who died first, the knight or whatever, but I don't know. They handled that pretty bad in the show.
I think that is going to be the story next season, is him becoming her trying to get back to him. I mean, she has the flute. The flute's going to be some kind of medium, maybe.
Yeah.
You can see.
I want season 2 to just be about Willow and his family. And then in the finale of season 2, he receives a message from one of the girls saying, we need your help. Graydon's come back and he's evil. And then it shuts for season 3 and we get to go forward with a big battle. I need to know what happens with Willow's family. I need to see it.
Well, maybe that will happen part of it too, that maybe his son will come back and they will talk about what happened. And
now this might be way off the box, but what if where they were was actually at the end scene is actually reality? That's what's really happening. And where Willow and them is like a fantasy world.
So what part is reality?
The book. Putting the book on the end.
No, not.
Well, I think
Laura, when he wakes up,
temple.
What if that's real? The reality, and the whole other story is a fantasy.
What if they're all still in the Golden Door and it just played out like Twilight, where we see the final battle and then it was all just a dream? You know?
Yeah.
I get where she's going with it. maybe we didn't come out of the dream state in the Golden Door, and we're still everything we witnessed was a dream. It could be cool. And the reality. Yeah.
I got
Came
a
back to
theory.
life with the very first episode. They could put that hill into him, and he could become back with them again. You never know. I mean, I don't think it's going to go that way, but it could.
7 theories out of 7 Headless. So go ahead, tell us what number 8 is. You'll get it right.
Actually, I'm going to hold my theory. I'm going to make a video. Even though the problem is with this theory, we probably wouldn't find out the end of season 3. But I do have a theory now. But I'm going to save it. Sorry.
Okay. Well, scores. Should we go with scores? With what, an hour and 40 minutes in? Should we go with scores for the episode and for the season as a whole?
Yeah. All right. So Randy, what do you think? Season. Give us your episode score out of 10, and then give us your full season.
I would say this was at least a 6 or a 7. The season, I would say a 5. The first 3 really killed it for me. So yeah.
So 5 out of 10, and then the finale is around a 6 or 7. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Umpty, what do you think?
I would give the finale a 9 out of 10. Because it wasn't what we thought, but it was
Still good. Yep.
You know, it followed it was predictable and it was underwhelming, but it still followed the story and cleared up the stuff.
And as a whole season, as a season as a whole,
I would give it an 8 out of 10. People don't like it because a lot of the elements and everything, but you have to understand what fantasy is.
Yep.
A lot of fantasy is unexplainable and it doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's their goal to show us to make it make sense to us. But it doesn't have to happen in one season. They got more. Hopefully they'll have more seasons to show us that.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they don't finish this thing off the way it ended.
I could see them deciding not to do a series, but somehow coming out with some movies or something. Because Willow was a movie.
Yeah, I'll do like a part 1 and part 2. You can knock this thing out in like 3 hours instead of dragging it out for an hour 16. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
Maybe
Ice, what would you give it? The episode and then the season.
Episode, I would give it a 6. Season or series, I would give it a 5. Because my problem is with the movie Willow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a love story. There was, mythical, and all this whole show was not anything close to that in any way. I mean, it was the humor was okay, but we got that with Van Mortigan and the movie. So that's where I'm stuck on the movie where I wish it would have been that mythical like it was in the movie, and it just wasn't for me.
That makes sense. Ryan, what do you think?
So I was just thinking about it and listening to everybody else's. I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it, but last week's was 10 out of 10. So it was no way better than last week's, so it has to drop down, unfortunately. It was a very typical finale for most shows, like we've already said that many times. And for the season, I'm going to give it 7.5. Okay. I gave it the 0.5 because I like the fact that we even got it. Like, how long ago, 8 weeks ago, we were all like, oh, Willow's coming out, we're so excited, and we actually got it, I remember those times, and I'm happy that we got that. And I was just reading up on whether we're going to get a season 2 or not, and it's not confirmed yet. But I just read something that I completely forgot. We didn't get Mad Mortigan this season, and they were hoping to get him. And it was late news when they found out we weren't getting him, and they chose not to change the story they were telling, but only prolong Mad Mortigan. And I think Val Kilmer himself will be the sole deciding factor as to why we probably do get a season 2.
I hope you're right.
I think he'll get better. And I think Disney will take a chance with Val Kilmer and say, okay, I'll give you what you deserve, and we'll get season 2. Yeah. That's in a perfect scenario world if he gets better. I pray that he does. So 7.5 for a season, 7 for the episode. But yeah, Headless, what did you think?
he's been here. He's been like that for almost a year now. So I'm not so sure he's gonna get well.
Maybe he can pass that on to his son like he
But
already
his
has.
son, yeah, his
They can
son's different story.
get him to do it.
Yeah, it would be, and I don't think people would, I don't think people would be mad over it as a recasting if it's his son. I think that's different
Right.
than completely recasting. Like even like Billy, like so for me, Billy Lord, who's Carrie Fisher's daughter, I don't think she really looks like Carrie Fisher, but with makeup, they could probably do it close because even spoiler alert if you haven't seen Row One. Ryan, you haven't seen Row One, so I can't even say it because
You
cover
can.
your
I'll put my fingers in my ears. Go.
yeah, put your fingers in yours. So in Rogue One at the end, when we see Leia, that's actually Billy Lord is a stand-in, and then they CGI'd her there because she doesn't really look like her. But I think if they did a younger version of Leia, like in between Kenobi and like A New Hope, I don't think people would be upset with that if Billy Lord was Princess Leia because it's her daughter. So I feel like this would be the same thing with Mad Mardigan. I mean, do you guys agree? What do you think?
Yeah.
It's easier to swallow if it's it's the son. So
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So I give this episode. I liked it. I guess I was disappointed because it just didn't. I guess it didn't. It didn't have a shock factor for me at all anywhere. Even the ending with Graydon, it was like I said, it was typical. So I would say it's probably around a 6.5 to 7-ish, somewhere in that range. It's still better than the first 3 episodes. I still prefer episode 7. I still prefer episode 4. I might even prefer episode 6. So this is probably my 4th favorite episode if I have to rank it like that. Series, it's hard because there are some unanswered questions, and it really depends what the payoff is. So I'm going to go just as a series. Like if we get no more Willow, that's how I'm going to rank this right now because it could change depending upon what happens. I would probably give it. I'd probably give it a 7. A 7 total because I really did like episode 7. I did like episode 6. 4 was different, and like I said, I think it gets dropped in score, like Baby Ice said, because of those first 3 episodes. Because we don't get any Willow basically in episode 1, and again, I understand what they're doing. They're trying to build these other characters, but you can do that with Willow involved, and for them to wait the entire episode, and it literally is like they brought Sorsha in just so fans like us who've seen the movie and love the movie, we get something because really she's the only thing that really, that ties us into the original. So
I feel like they did that all the way through the season. They showed us the brownies, they showed us the devil dogs. They did it all the way through the season, just paying homage to the originals.
Right, but just tiny little pieces. Because even in episode 4, which I think we both agree that was a pretty good episode because of the nostalgia and the little scenes that they put in, for the movie into the current, time frame, which is cool. Not a lot, but enough. But you're right. Like they did do that pretty. Like even this last episode, they brought Sorsha in for a matter of 10 lines, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. Like what has she been doing? I don't know.
And I'm going to go back over that scene because I'm sure there's other people within that room, in that spirit room, that we're probably going to remember and recognize from the show. I think there's people in the background.
Yeah, and I like that, and I like that scene with Alora's mother.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't Alora's mother. That was Alora's mother is. Yeah, it was Alora's mother because then the old maid takes the baby. Yeah, okay, so it was Alora's mother. Yeah, and when they show her actually get killed. So, but yeah, I mean, again, I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we watched it. I like these breakdowns. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we do get season 2, and I'm sure it's obviously not filmed, so hopefully they take they take the comments, because like, if you look on Rotten Tomatoes, it's pretty awful. Like the comments are awful. The score is like, last time I checked, it was like a 25% or something like that. The critics actually, it was like around 80, but the fans was like 20, 25. So we're in that range. Again, it changes daily pretty much, but so we'll see. I don't know. But
You also got to remember that the critics get the whole show there, and then to binge, we have to wait weeks to watch these episodes, and we have to live with these things and ponder about these thoughts for 7 days before we watch something new. I do think that Willow as a whole, if we binged it, now we've got all of them, I think it might come out better than what we've had.
I agree.
But yeah, I completely agree with where you're going. It's if we get a season 2, fantastic. But if we don't,
yeah. I guess my two biggest problems was there just wasn't enough chances taken, especially in the finale, and it's just trying to relate it to 2022 and all those stupid jokes. And thank God after like episode 3, they did bring them down a little bit. It definitely was not as many, especially after I think even episode 4. I thought the second half of the season we got maybe 1 or 2 an episode, and it was not as bad. And which is why the second half of the season is much better than the first half. But the first half of the season was terrible with those jokes. I couldn't even take it. It was so bad. But yeah. So I guess number 3 would be we just didn't get enough Willow, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's like the Force Awakens. We didn't get any Luke, and that's what you're coming for. So. But yes, hashtag the TikTok Avengers. That's pretty good.
The second movie in a series always seems to be a major letdown if you think about it. Most of them,
yeah,
because they're hard to do. I mean, that's what I told somebody. Somebody said there's going to be another Squid Games. I said that'll never be that successful.
Yeah, I'm interested because I don't know how they're going to do it.
Because they can't. It's hard to write something to follow that up.
Player 456 needs to go get his revenge.
What'd you say?
Player 456 has to go get his revenge. I want to see a second season of Squid Games.
But do you think?
But it's not going to have the same feel as the original. I don't think.
Right. I mean, do you think they're going to actually be in Squid Games? Like that was the draw of the show. Like that was the draw that every other episode, for the most part, you got. About 40 minutes of that episode was the actual Squid Game. Like I don't know at this point how are they going to do that unless they get captured again and it's just a retread. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Like you said, Ryan, unless he's going to be the one who's doing it to these people. I mean, I don't know.
That's why I said that's why it's taking them so long to come out with something, because it's not the storyline. If you want the same kind as that was with the surprise elements and all that, you're not going to get it. So,
what is Squid Games without the games? Just like what is Saw without all the torture devices and the little games in that? Yeah. You can't.
So that's why Saw carried on so well, because they changed the traps every time. That's all they've got to do with Squid Games, change the games.
Right. But like, for example, the Hangover trilogy. The first movie's fantastic. Second movie's definitely not as good, but it's still decent. Third movie, they changed the complete formula, and that movie's not even that good. Right. Like it's not good. It's not even funny. There's a couple of funny scenes, and that's it. But yeah. I mean, it's tough when you have to do that. That's why again, like look at Return of the Jedi. It's all George Lucas. He's the one who's making the entire 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3 at least fits together and makes sense. That's the biggest issue with those sequel trilogies is that you have different people. They had no clue where they wanted to take the story, and that's why it's a shit show. So, but
does anybody watch Reservation Dogs?
Reservoir Dogs.
Series?
Yeah.
I've never watched the TV series now.
Okay. Well, the main character's name is, don't you?
No, I don't.
Laura Dannon. She's named.
Is it really?
She's named after she's named after the Willow character.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. Does that series take place right after like the movie? Or is it like a prequel, or like what is it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I want to watch it. I was reading.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
No.
Okay.
But I know she got some awards or something.
Oh,
And they
wow.
talked about at least Alana Lennon got some awards.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I've never even really considered watching it, to be honest with you.
Have you seen the film?
Geez, man, I saw that such a long time ago. I couldn't even tell you.
Tarantino from '92.
Right. That's what. Yeah, and that's what my next question was going to be: is Tarantino still involved? Because I think that's kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1992, man. I was like 16. I mean, I barely remember that. 16 or 17 are probably. That's why I saw that in high school. But I don't know. I don't know. You guys, anybody have anything else? We good? Been out here for almost 2 hours, which I did not think that would happen, but it is. We're talking about one episode for 2 hours.
For guests.
What'd you say?
I said that's usual for a finale when we have guests.
Well,
Yeah, that's true. That's about right.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday, we'll be talking about Darth Jar Jar. Can't wait. All right. Well, to all of you guys for coming tonight, appreciate it. It was fun. Ryan, obviously, I will be seeing you again on Sunday. And everybody who stopped by in the chat tonight, can't tell you how much I appreciate it. All the love, all the support. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So I just love I love where the channel's heading. I'm very sad that we don't have any Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon right now. I'm sure we'll be getting news throughout the year. But I think at this point, this is such a big year with Star Wars. I think it's good to kind of steer in that direction for this year. And again, it's not like I won't be dropping other videos on House of Dragon and theory videos. I am actually working on a video right now, a Game of Thrones video. So I'll be dropping that here in probably the next couple weeks or so.
PDX Sunday, 10:15 EST. We're talking about it.
Oh yes. The Last of Us will be 10:15. We'll be doing the Star Wars thing at 7. That's the same time every Sunday is at 7. And then we're gonna go ahead and do it on Sundays at 10:15, and it'll be instant reaction because now Ryan, you probably will get it earlier than me, right? Is that the way it usually works?
I'm in the future, so yeah.
You are in the future, yes.
I can't wait for it.
Speaking of good trilogies, Back to the Future, fantastic trilogy.
Yeah, if it's anything like the game, man, it's gonna be.
It doesn't even need to be. If even if it's not like the game, it's Pedro Pascal and it's thingy. It's gonna be good.
You're right. True.
Yeah. Here, one last thing that I'll leave you guys with. Let me pull it up really quick.
And in 15 minutes, I'm dropping a trailer for my channel, so make sure you can hang out on the premiere. It'll be at 1:15.
Are you guys ready for this? So this is what got me super hyped. And again, I get it's only sometimes it's it's critics, but there you go. So you get 97%. So again, it's one website, but that's kind of like the go-to these days, it seems like. So
and the fact that it's on HBO is a massive win.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, because HBO does put out probably the best series in my opinion. So
it's the home of Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, so of course.
Yep. I mean, then there's other ones too. I mean,
Westworld.
Yep.
Which got canceled, which is ridiculous.
Shh, it'll come back. Shh.
I hope, man. They need to bring that back.
And you have got no chance of Milky and Headless breaking that down because that even makes my head explode.
Those are the videos I go watch. I go watch those videos to get it broken down, and then I go watch 2 more because I still don't understand it. It's funny. Before we went live tonight, my wife goes, I go, hey, I got one more spot on the panel. Do you wanna come break down Willow? She's like, yeah, no. She's like, well, let me know if you want to do Emily in Paris, though. I'll do that with you. Like Emily in Paris breakdowns. I'm like, is it really that in depth? I don't know. I mean, it's a decent enough show, but I'm probably doing a breakdown on that. So,
yeah, this has been fun, guys. Thank you for all turning up and hanging out with me and Headless tonight. It really was fun. And again, anybody listening to my voice now, if you want to be part of the guys on the panel, just like our fabulous guest tonight, all you've got to do is watch along with us. The next thing we're watching is The Phantom Menace on Sunday. So you've got 4 days to watch Star Wars, one movie. Watch it. and you can hang out in the chat, and then when we get to the finales, you'll be able to come out. I don't know how we're going to work that because this isn't really a show, and we're not really going to get a finale. But I'm guessing we'll do it on the last movie, or are we going to do it on the Mando talk?
I don't know. We'll have to talk about it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but stay tuned. There's Kahoots coming. There's giveaways coming. There's going to be a Kahoot, a 50 to 75 question Kahoot, all on Star Wars. So you need to watch our breakdowns.
I am at 40 questions right now, so I just keep adding a few every day. So
and Baby Ice is literal fact that if you just listen to what we say, we give you the answers to the questions.
Probably most of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not scripted, so it's, who knows. And I do have some hard ones. I'm trying to do about, because there's 11 movies. My original thought was to go 10 for each, but I'm like, dude, we might be here for 4 hours doing 110 questions. So now I'm kind of cutting down to around 6 to 7 per one. But I have, what'd you say?
Do it.
Yes. So I'm trying to keep it between 6 and 7 questions so I can hit that 75 mark. Right now, I think I just got into solo on my questions. So I'm trying to get little gifts, trying to get little, good images. I'm trying not to make it easy. Like, we're not going to have a question that says, what color was Darth Vader's lightsaber? Like, we're not, there's no gimmies in this quiz, all right?
Funko, in 10 minutes' time, there is a premiere dropping on my channel that will answer your exact question about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out the premiere.
Fungo, you told me you watched the trailer. Yeah, okay. It's similar. It's going to be similar. I know he commented on my trailer earlier. But, yeah, it should be fun. It should be fun. And that's going to take us right at the Mando. And then I know we had talked even a little bit after Mando, which will probably be, end of April?
It's actually a good point of bringing this up, actually. I've got some added news for this. So go ahead. What we doing after Mando?
So after Mando, depending upon I'm not sure what's released or, at that point. But after we're done doing Mando, we're probably going to move over into to Harry Potter.
We are indeed.
Yeah.
And do you guys want to know what's happening with the Harry Potter franchise?
What is happening with the Harry? Oh, well, I'm live.
It's being rebooted.
Oh yeah, but they are making a show, and it's no.
They're making
They are rebooting the entire movie franchise with different actors.
Yeah,
they're just rebooting it.
The movies or the books.
They're going to make a new Harry Potter, a new Ron, a new Hermione. They are recasting the entire new movie franchise.
Stupid.
It won't be happening just yet, but that's what they're doing.
So are they telling the same stories?
God,
Pretty much.
Why would they do that?
Stupid.
It's what they're doing. It's their biggest cash cow. It's Warner Brothers' biggest cash cow until they messed it up with the new stuff where Johnny Depp was supposed to be in it and then he wasn't, and then all that stuff. So yeah, they're rebooting the entire franchise. Google it after this live stream. Harry Potter reboot. It's coming.
Well, we know we know Warner Brothers completely ruined DC. I mean, that's just a mess. I don't know what they're going to do.
I agree, everybody. I don't agree. It's a good move, but that's what they're going to do because it's their biggest cash cow.
I mean, because there's only 8 books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have the book that became the play.
The Cursed Child.
The Cursed
I
Child.
don't know why they won't do that.
Which is actually a sequel to the movies. It's when Harry Potter's it's his son.
His kids.
Yeah.
Kids, right. It's good. It's just a long play, but it is good. It's a good story. But
Now, if they're going to do that, they should do that and transition it into his kids. That's what they should do.
You want a big announcement from me? I'll give you a big.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna learn how to do pottery, and I'm gonna call myself the Harry Potter.
You gonna do it without your shirt on?
Yeah, yep. And I'm married, so I'm gonna be the Harry Potter. You can buy cups, coffee cups I make, and everything.
Well, Fungo, your comment fills me with joy. Stay around, hang around with us, and maybe you can come on the panel and talk about Harry Potter when it comes out.
I'll tell you what, Fungo, because I'm mostly doing this because I've only seen the movies each once. I've never seen Prisoner of Azkaban, and I fell asleep during. I think it was the Order of Phoenix. We said that was the snow one, right? At the end, it was a snow I think it was
I've
Order of
never
Phoenix.
watched them all either.
And
I
then
can recite every movie word for word.
and
Yeah.
I absolutely hated the first part of the final book, but the second part is my favorite Harry Potter movie, and I actually watched that like 5 times. So, but yeah, all the other movies I've watched like pretty much once, with once actually sitting there watching it. But I did fall asleep in the Order of Phoenix.
Yeah.
I read the
Yeah,
first
stay
book.
tuned to
I'm
the channel.
excited.
I've watched those movies so many damn times, it's ridiculous.
I've read
Stay
all the
tuned to the
books
channels.
and watched the movies every year during
Yeah.
Christmas
Awesome,
time
Randy.
because that's when they
So-
really play the crap out of it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
Looks like
Well,
we're gonna have a good
Halloween
panel.
too. That was sometimes
I think
around
we need
Halloween
to-
too.
If it gets where there ain't nothing to watch, I got a series.
Yeah,
10th
please
Kingdom.
recommend series
Well, this
to
was
us.
a
We'll consider
like
them.
I got it. I don't remember how many hours it was. It was a TV miniseries on Ted Turner's network, fantasy fairy tale based. You might like it. It was different. It's called The 10th Kingdom.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know that movie.
I know. I used to watch it every year. I love that movie. Well, it's a series. It's like 6, 7, 8 hours long, I think.
Yeah.
And I challenge anybody to come back at me and Headless and find us another duo creators that are giving you their schedule 6 months in advance. We're telling you what we'll be breaking down up until May.
Yeah.
In the next 5 months of this year, you'll know what we're talking about. So I challenge anyone to come and get that.
Your Harry Potter will probably be at least 4 weeks if we do it.
I may try to watch Harry Potter with you.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've
Cool.
tried.
5 minutes warning, guys. I'll be premiering in 5 minutes.
Yep.
We better get off here.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. All right. Again, I thank you all. Chat, thank you so much. Don't forget to stay milky. Don't forget that part of it. And don't forget to
Don't forget to keep those heads on.
you gotta keep your heads on. All right. We will see you guys next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.